Today we're eating from Dawn Till Dusk in Southkey, Mid Valley. We'll start with the flaky and yummy egg tart. We'll also be checking out the specialty pastry shop that's newly opened, followed by fried rice with satay. And we'll be having coffee at this specialty coffee place. And lastly, we'll be having crispy tonkatsu in miso sauce. So do stay tuned to the end where I'll rank all the food based on my personal favorite on everything I've eaten for the day. We have a lot to get covered today, so let's go! We started the breakfast with this place called Namchong. So actually this place was a bit unplanned because we went up the escalator and then we saw this place that was very crowded with people. So being the typical Singaporean, we decided to check it out. So Namchong is actually from Ipoh and apparently they are quite famous for the egg tarts and also the wonton noodle. And of course, how can a breakfast be without coffee, right? So of course we ordered the famous egg tart and then we ordered the chicken char siu show. So for the egg tart, right, it's actually not the type that I'm used to like from the Oriental where it's more like a Portuguese egg tart. This is more like the Hong Kong dim sum type of egg tart. So the egg tart is a bit flaky and the egg portion is a bit smoother and softer. I would say it's actually a very decent egg tart according to my experience in eating all the egg tarts from the Hong Kong dim sum. So just imagine your favorite Hong Kong dim sum egg tart, multiply by 2 times and that's the size of the egg tart. So for me, generally, I'm not a big fan of char siu show, but it's actually quite filled with filling and then it's more on the sweet side. So after we ordered the egg tart and the char siu show, we noticed that a lot of table was having the wonton mee and it looks really good. So we couldn't resist ordering one portion for ourselves to try it, and I'm glad we ordered it. The noodle actually is very springy and has a very different texture to it compared to a lot of the factory produced wonton noodle that we eat outside. The egg tart can be a bit popular, so you might want to order it upfront when they have existing stock to eat. If not, you have to wait probably another 15-20 minutes for a new batch to come out. I went to check out this newly opened bakery called Verrona Hills. I think for the weekday, the queue is still okay, but the queue can get really crazy on weekends. So the top selling is actually the Basque cheese toast. For the Basque cheese toast, it's actually a thick layer of cream cheese on top of very thick toast. So do be one that is actually a large piece of bread and cream cheese. It's best to be shared with 2% or 3% at least. There's a large selection of bread and pastry, so it was a bit difficult to choose because everything looked so yummy. Besides pastries, I also noticed that they sell a lot of very beautiful cakes. Just look at the strawberry cakes. I was quite tempted to order one, but I was still pretty full from breakfast. So for lunch, we are going to check out the very hyped Uncle Rogers. Their first branch was in KL and then they opened one in Southkey. A lot of my Malaysian friends actually shared with me that the fried rice is a bit overrated. So since there's no queue, I decided to check it out to see what the hype is all about. I ordered the signature fried rice and the satay, which to me is the perfect combination. For the fried rice, I would say it's quite a tasty fried rice, but surprisingly there wasn't much wok hei when I ate it. So not too sure whether is it because of the chef's skill. The chili is actually more on the sweet side, and it actually packs a punch, so apply it sparingly on the fried rice. The satay was also pretty decent as well. I like the peanut sauce that's quite thick in consistency, so you can actually taste the peanut bits when you're eating with the satay. Overall, I think the food was okay, but then it's probably because it's Uncle Rogers, so people have really high expectations. So do come and try, but don't expect it to be the best fried rice in Malaysia. After our hearty fried rice lunch, it's time for another coffee break. I really appreciate if you can actually click subscribe and join me on this journey to explore all the good food and fun things in JB and Malaysia. I actually walked across this place called Tom and Danny a few times, and it looks pretty inviting. So the place actually only sells coffee and cakes only, so you can tell that the coffee must be really good for it to be able to survive just on these 2 items. So I would say it doesn't disappoint. I ordered the signature iced coffee. So the coffee actually came with a very smooth, thick sweet cream on top of it, and the coffee is actually very gao. And if you just look at the presentation, it's also very Instagram worthy. As you can see, there's 3 layers. The bottom layer is the milk, the middle is the coffee, and the top layer is a layer of sweet cream. They actually recommended me to drink without the straw, so I'm just drinking directly from the cup. So there's a lot of tiny nooks and corners around the coffee place that you can actually sit and chill with some privacy. While searching for a place for dinner, I came across a few pretty interesting restaurants like the Vietnam food, the Chi Gu hot pot, but it's not possible to eat one person. The Kyo Chan Korean fried chicken looks also very good. There's also the Madam Kwan local delight. For Western, I saw that the burger at TGIF looks really yummy as well. But ultimately, I decided to go with Maison tonkatsu because on weekdays they actually have this promotion where you just order a drink and then you get 25% off any of the main tonkatsu set. So per the staff recommendation, I went with the tonkatsu with miso sauce. For the part selection, I went with the loin part that has a bit of fat inside. The set is actually quite comprehensive. You get a miso soup, you get a large chunk of salad that's also refillable, and then you get a large piece of tonkatsu. And I would say the tonkatsu is actually quite a large piece, definitely enough for one person. The tonkatsu is actually very crispy on the outside but still very tender on the inside. And you can tell that the miso sauce is actually quite authentic. And I really like the Japanese rice that they use. I think it's very soft and it's really very tasty. Goes very well with the tonkatsu. So after eating for the whole day, I would say the egg tart and the tonkatsu will be my top selection for the day. I also found the coffee to be quite interesting and different. Then followed by Uncle Roger fried rice and lastly the toast. The toast I felt it was average. It's not bad but I also didn't feel that it was anything special. So that's the end for this episode. Do subscribe to the channel because there will be another episode of the Eat from Dawn Till Dusk series on Southkey coming up very soon.